worry, I got everything.
Well, it's all your crap. Good morning, by the way.
Here we are, starting another wonderful adventure on Switch It Up. So congratulations, you made it to the next episode of life. Where are we today, dear?
Today we are going to check out one of the best free museums in the United States, and it happens to be the National Infantry Museum.
The best free one.
That's what they said. They've won an award like 5 years in a row.
So we just bring you award-winning museums now. That's like a new adventure for us.
Well, it's because we always switch it up. You never know what you're going to get when you tune
Yeah,
in.
congratulations. I guess we'll roll the intro. We'll see if we can find some special guests for today's video and check this out. Roll the intro. We haven't done that forever.
There's a reason.
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
Good morning. Good morning. So glad the sun came out.
Oh, it's nice.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Special guests. So here we have Andy and Stephanie Redmond. Isn't this special? Okay, so here's the deal. They actually are volunteers here, right?
No, I work here.
You actually work here?
This is a full-time job for me, yeah.
Well, all right then. See, I've already got the facts all messed up. That's just normal.
Todd history.
Todd, well, yeah, Todd history. We're gonna try to keep this real, though. We'll try to keep this real. So how long have you been here?
I've worked here 6.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I retired from the Air Force in 2011. We moved home, so I'm from here.
Right.
Moved home and I worked for a defense contractor for a while and then started here in 2017.
So how big's the museum?
It is 190,000 square feet.
Okay, and you said it is the #1 free museum in the United States
It is,
award?
but
Awarded.
five times in a row. This year we fell from #1 best history museum to #3.
Wow.
So we got some work to do for next year.
Wow. That's impressive.
So you'll see all that when we go in. We're doing
If you followed any of our videos, they were at the very beginning when we started this whole journey at Tolona Ridge, the very first huddle. You've been around a while. We haven't made them mad or anything. They've still stuck it out.
Well,
So there's hope for you.
I mean, there was that no.
That's so funny. Obviously, you're pretty proud of your status here.
We are very proud of our
I mean, yeah, right here, you're pretty proud, Andy.
Well, yeah, and then all across there. Yeah, we might be a little.
You're hyping this up before we even get in here.
Yeah, and we're actually we got a new one of those upstairs, the 2023 version of the Best Free Museum.
Okay.
This center hall is called the Hall of Valor. It's got a little plaque for every infantry soldier since the Civil War that's been awarded the Medal of Honor, which is the nation's highest medal for valor. This flag is a Medal of Honor flag that was presented to Colonel Ralph Puckett. This was for action in Korea in 1950. He finally was awarded the Medal of Honor in 2019. He's still alive. He's 96 years old, lives in a retirement village here. Still comes out here on occasion, but when you get a Medal of Honor, you get a flag and you get the actual presentation set. So the flag was donated by Colonel Puckett. This presentation kit of the medal, this was presented to the widow of Sergeant Alwyn Cash, who was killed in Iraq. He was in a fighting vehicle that ran over an improvised explosive device, ruptured the fuel tank, and all of the guys inside were covered in fuel and burning. He went back and forth. He was a squad leader. He went in and out of that vehicle 5 or 6 times, pulling his guys out. And finally, by the time he got out the last time, he was burned really bad. He made it back to Brooks Army Medical then in Texas, and then passed away about a week after. So he was just, his widow was just awarded the medal, I think in 2020. And so this is the one that was given to Sergeant Cash's widow.
So these are all divided out into the different conflicts.
Different eras, like different time frames. Yes.
Okay, we should
There's a
jump.
lot to see.
There is so much to see here. You could spend a long time wandering in and out.
It's very well done.
Yes, I think we should dive in because we went through a couple of the others.
Wanted to check out World War I and maybe the Vietnam War.
Okay.
Can we do that?
The Hall of Valor is pretty awesome
Yeah.
to see all the different, and then seeing all the military that is here currently walking through. Is it part of their ceremony or is it part of their?
So a lot of them, they're just beginning training. So it's very, like, you just see these young kids just willing to, it's very emotional, I think, because you just see them willing to go on this journey, and they're seeing people's faces that are no longer with us, but
Right.
yet here they are, and they're willing to take that journey for our country. And I just think it's pretty cool.
Especially, I think, the way the world is now.
Yeah.
Like there's so much going on. So yeah, there's a lot
They
of
have
stuff.
other choices. They don't have to, and yet they choose to. So I think that's pretty awesome.
Walk through a couple
Oh,
of
okay.
these.
So it is. It's all time based on when each infantry.
And the different wars.
We started the first one, 1775 to 1898, so basically the Revolutionary War through the Frontier War. So here you start the Revolution, see the weapons from the period with a soldier with a reproduction uniform on, or up at Arlington Cemetery, using original sheet music from I think the early 1800s.
If you're on the battlefield, you better be listening. As all the stuff's going on. Oh wait, stop.
What's he saying?
What's the call?
Yep.
Because there was not like this radio headsets to let everybody know.
No telephones, no radios, music and flags.
Wait. What's this one? This one
Yeah,
says
this one-
tattoo.
I'm not sure.
What's the
To retire to bed. And any loud noises will be discontinued 15 minutes, so you need to be quiet. It's different than a tattoo today.
Maybe we should start playing this at night, so that way I know when you're ready.
You're ready to go to bed.
Modern day version is, it's time to go to bed, y'all be quiet.
You should try this tonight with your Alexa. Just sit with your Alexa, just say, hey, Alexa, play Tattoo, it's time for bed. It's a long song. Takes the fifth.
It's like a bedtime song.
It's pretty joyful.
It is joyful.
So this is known as the last.
This is the last 100 yards ramp, signifying the infantry and the infantry soldier and their rifle covering the last 100 yards of a battle after artillery and mortars and air power have all been pulled off. So we started the Revolutionary War, Battle of Redoubt number 10.
Okay.
So the guy up on top here with a sword, before he was a play, that's Alexander Hamilton, was a lieutenant colonel. A redoubt is a position out in front of your primary lines, and you can see all it's called a 𝗶𝗏, where they put all the wooden stakes out around the redoubt to kind of protect it. So the British are surrounded on the Yorktown Peninsula. These two redoubts, number 9 and number 10, kind of out in front of the line.
I think it's crazy that they rebuilt the bridge as the replica for this portion.
You did a really good job of it's like an immersive experience as you're walking through the years,
Yeah,
the
it is.
different conflicts.
But just to take the time to replicate every single area for a specific conflict that happened at that time, it's pretty neat.
War late, so the World War I was really started in 1914. We entered in 1917, but really didn't send significant numbers of forces until late 1917 and into 1918. The battle at Soissons in the summer of 1918 was the first division level fight.
The crazy part is that every one of these soldiers that you're seeing, they're actually cast. So what did they come in and they had their face all done, and they're actually replicas of people.
They are cast in the position, and then the company adds the uniform and the hair and the weapons, but the body
was
the
cast.
U.S. Army infantry soldier.
Yeah, an actual person.
Very few real artifacts up the last 100 yards, but one of the ones is this over your head. There is a World War II Wacko glider.
What?
That would have been pulled behind a motorized transport, DC-3, C-47, pulled over the battlefield and released, and glides down and lands. So that glider would hold about 14 soldiers or a jeep or an artillery piece or supplies.
That's crazy.
As an Air Force transport pilot, you couldn't get me interested in that because that's a one-way flight. Once you land, you get out, now you're an infantry soldier.
Oh, that's true. And then they just leave the plane.
The plane stays wherever it is. Some of them would make their way back to the beach and get sent back to England and do another. But you land the glider,
flight.
It stays World War II battle.
Imagery.
Airdrop on the island of 𝗂𝗏. So when we're getting ready to invade the Philippines again in 1945.
The most untalked about war. It is. This is crazy because this was the last time an attack was waged with bayonets. This is the last time, and they've captured it and did it all over. And he's still alive, the gentleman that did it. And he grew his the mustache now, it's like this big curly mustache, but he's still, can you imagine the stories he's got? I can't imagine. So the story goes, they ran out of bullets and they couldn't get back up. And so he said, affix bayonets, and they took the hill in the Korean War. The war that nobody talks about. So Lewis, I think it's Louis Millet, received a Medal of Honor for that. I can't, in my mind, the amount of bravery in that situation, I often wonder if I would ever have it. So there was a story with this, and I don't remember what he was saying.
Andy was telling us that this actually was over in the war, and it rolled up on an
IED.
Yep, and it completely destroyed it, but it was then brought here, the original one, and they assembled it all back together and put it here in the museum, like reinforced the floor and everything. But what was super cool is the story. Somebody saw it on the newspaper in Dallas that I guess those markings on the back says the exact battalion that was all there. And the guy drove overnight to get here for opening day when they saw that this was here, and they found him. Showed up at 9 o'clock. Somebody called them and said, hey, there's a guy sitting in the Bradley. And the guy actually was sitting there, and they asked him, what were you doing in the Bradley? And he said, I was actually in it when it rolled up on that IED.
And the reason that's important is that the driver was actually killed. Can't imagine him looking at that and then reliving that moment and having to be here and climb up in and just sit there.
Something that's been reassembled, and just having that, but it's just like, you don't realize that it's history until
you really hear that story of.
Well, and it's like a lot of things we don't capture and realize that it's history until after the fact. So if you don't capture it in the moment, it's not really important. But after the fact, it is important. So.
Really well done. Yeah. Well done.
Live a little, flip the page, give it some more.
getting out of my way. I was hiding, bulletproof, forever waiting. Then came you. I thought I was what I'm told I thought I was. I thought I was what I've been told I thought.
Sheila won't jump out of an airplane with me, so they're gonna take me to a virtual reality one. Sheila, you gonna jump?
Why would you jump from a perfectly good place? Good as a gym.
That's so funny.
This is one of the ways that we generate revenue to run the museum is this virtual reality simulator center. So we have a Humvee and a Black Hawk helicopter that simulate a hostage rescue mission.
Okay.
Little rifle range there that's just a laser-based thing. These are our newest attraction. We opened these last August. It's a virtual reality parachute simulator. So,
oh my gosh, we got to bring our grandchildren here. The boys will love it.
The idea of this is once it starts, you're playing a video game.
Okay.
You're steering a parachute, trying to hit these colored rings through the sky. You steer by, if you pull them down with your left arm, you turn left, pull down with your right arm, you go right.
Okay.
Don't fall.
I can't, I'm seat belted in.
Yeah, well, don't break your legs.
Whoa. So, left, right. Ah. Whoa. Sheila, you have to beat 30,160. Your mission, if you choose to accept it.
Oh, goodness.
How's those legs going? Why's your Why are your legs up?
Because I just hit the ground.
Boo.
That's pretty fun. Did I win?
Yeah, you won. She did beat me, but she'd never jump out of a real plane. Fun fact, if I'm gonna do skydiving, I wanna do it in Dubai over the whole thing. So anybody out there in Dubai wants to have us come and do skydiving, it's on my bucket list. Gotta have a bucket list.
This one says 1989 to present. Until about 2.5 years ago, the present ended in about 2007 because the design had to be complete and the fabrication done for the museum to open 2009. So the state of Georgia gave us a grant to redo this gallery. We spent about $1.8 million in here. It just so happened the money came right as COVID hit. So we closed it for almost a year. Took it all the way down to the studs and started over. So we'll walk through here real quick. I'll show you some of the neater things.
So how often do you anticipate that you'll redo this?
This one probably every 15 or 20 years. Particularly look at this guy, look at his back, at the communication gear he's wearing. He's basically wearing a whole computerized set of sensory stuff.
Say you're gonna die. Ma'am, say your prayers. We're gonna think positive because you gotta help each other get off the floor. Now.
That's the 101st Airborne.
I sure made that come to life. That's a great job.
Medical over here. So this individual first aid pack here, a little bitty thing. Right. Over time morphed into this one.
With your hand on your heart, please tell me.
We stumbled into ourselves a regular, like the news is here and everything. It's some dedication. I don't know exactly what dedication. Hey Stefan, what is this?
And this is the cake cutting for winning the Best Free Museum. This
The news is here. Andy's come in with a. We've been with a celebrity this whole time.
That's right.
Wow,
Wow. Andy is the president of the museum. Andy is the executive vice president of the museum. Skip Henderson standing beside Andy is our mayor.
It tells the history of the bravery of the young men and women who put on the uniform and fight for our nation. As you go today, if you've gone up those last 100 yards, right? You saw 8 battles that made a difference in our nation's history. And they were fought by your predecessor. And in a couple of weeks, you're going to stand on 𝗵𝗏 Field on the same soil that those battles were fought on. That's important. We celebrate winning the best free museum for the 5th time in a row. Let's give him a real loud hooah! Hooah!
All right, for the 1st and 2nd get in the room.
All right, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! Now you pull it out. That's good. Yeah, you can.
Hear it in the heat of the jungle. You can hear it across the sea. It calls to every freedom-loving man. The cry of the U.S. infantry. Follow me, follow me, follow me.
All right, so this is about 180 soldiers getting ready to graduate basic training here at Fort Benning. So they were here for the ceremony for the #1 best free museum in the United States. I stumbled into this one. Hey, since we know a guy, they're gonna take us out on some experience in Columbus and also seeing some stuff around here. But look at this. This is like a limousine golf cart. I mean, this is first class. Andy, where are we heading?
Even if
We are
are
Because
going
we
to
left
go
from
down.
the inside, now we're heading outside.
We are going to go down Heritage Walk, which has all the flags of the 50 states and U.S. territories lined with granite pavers that people purchase to honor their family members.
Wow.
And we're going to go between 2 really beautiful memorials. And I'll point those out as we go by. So outside the building here, on the left side is a 3/4 scale replica of the Vietnam Memorial Wall that's in
wow.
D.C.
Yeah.
And so that was a traveling wall owned by a national funeral home company. They donated it to the museum. And then on the other side up here is the Global War on Terrorism Memorial. And I'll stop talking about it just for a second, and we'll look at it when we come back. The highlight of the memorial are the granite panels you see there in the middle that have 7,058 names of soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines killed since 9/11 overseas in the fight. The soldier squad in the middle, 9 bronze figures that are a U.S. Army infantry squad led by the likeness of a Medal of Honor recipient Ross McGinnis, who was killed in a vehicle in Iraq. He dove on a grenade that saved his buddies.
Clouds and thunders standing in my way.
Just walls and walls and walls of names of people that have died in the Afghanistan or Iraq overseas. Every year they're engraved.
The storm, but I must try to figure it out alone. Yeah, I must try.
It's interesting when you come to memorials, and this memorial has change. And so if you're at a military type memorial, here's kind of like what you can expect and kind of understand what the change means. So can you explain that?
So you see pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. A penny means that you just honor somebody, didn't necessarily know them, but that you visited and you put a penny down in honor of the dead. A nickel means that you trained with somebody who's on this panel.
Oh, wow.
A dime is sometime during your career you served with somebody who's on the panel.
Okay.
And a quarter means you were in the unit with them when they were killed.
Wow.
And so you can see here there's a mix of all of that down there on the base.
And you said that you guys just did the cleaning, and most of the time he says they'll come out and this will just be lined up.
It's full of coins. We also find other memorabilia here. We'll find a unit coin,
Right.
a bottle of booze, a patch, a hat.
Something significant to relationships.
Something that meant something to somebody.
That's awesome. I did not know that, so that's awesome to find out.
But I must try to figure it out.
I feel like I just drank from a fire hose.
Yeah, I got a little twitch over my left eye.
There is so much, and this is fitting to end with the infantry soldier. So I learned so much, and I bet I didn't even put 50% of everything that I shot for this video in, because there's just no way to tell you what it's like.
It is definitely worth you swinging by. If you're in Georgia, this is in Columbus, Georgia, outside of Fort Benning area, it's worth swinging by and taking a look. There's a lot. They've done a really nice job.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like, we've been to, if you've watched our videos, we've been to a number of different museums, from when we were on the East Coast, and then we were out in 𝗍𝗶𝗽, now we're here, and
down south, like, there's a lot of great, I think was it the mayor who somebody summed it up really well. It's like, this is a good representation of just honoring the past and yet honoring those that are in the current and the future of our military.
And then to see them right outside the window going through the graduation ceremonies, getting ready to go out and embark on the new journey, it really wraps everything together. I definitely put it on the list. Okay. Now we're gonna go grab some food. So we're just gonna depart company, because I imagine this video is way long. I don't even know, I haven't added it yet. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, be a doer of all things. We truly appreciate it. It helps us, the YouTube algorithm, know, hey, this video is important. And loving the country, it's important, especially nowadays. So thanks for tuning in. And Sheila, what do we normally say when we're done?